the state of play 2025. Hopefully, it's exciting. I want to be hyped. I want to be excited. I hope it's good. Mario Kart for $90, anyone? But all jokes aside, honestly, it cannot be worse than the Xbox One because the predictions for the Xbox One are, well, maybe we're gonna have one or two good remasters of games 10 years old, and hopefully they don't change anything. And for the new releases for Xbox, well, maybe a Starfield DLC is the most exciting thing, and that's horrible. Starfield is a dead, unappealing, completely trash tier game. And when that's your potentially most exciting release because everything else is worse, I mean, the state of play has to be better than that, right?
Salutations, everybody. It is Maddie here today. We're sitting down to talk about that state of play. I did my best to will it into existence, and until I see the cancellation notice, I will not give up. But, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of games to talk about. So let's just not delay any
Let's
further.
go.
If you're new here, you're into what's going on with PlayStation, consider subscribing. Before we begin, a quick word from today's sponsor, Exter. Exter, my beloved. Today I'm telling you about
Or
or
not.
grandpa or whoever. First game, Luminous Arise. This has some heritage for sure. I've never played Luminous, though. That was 2004, I think, is when that was first introduced. But it's coming this fall, 2025, on PS5 and PSVR 2. If you're interested in checking this trippy game out, you can play a demo this summer. This is from the team behind Tetris Effect, which I've also heard.
Okay, this is definitely not something I'm interested in. This is definitely not something anyone's interested. But, well, this is already better than 80% of what Xbox has to offer. So, we're off to a pretty strong start.
Really good things about it. I mean, Tetris is always a good time, but I've heard that they go.
And by the way, I don't own a PlayStation. I don't own an Xbox. I'm a PC Master Race enthusiast. You know it's true. You know it's the best choice. Stop lying to yourself. I don't care who wins. It's just the fact that the meme that Xbox doesn't have games is not a meme. They really can't make a good game to save their life, okay? Their last almost decent game was probably Sound of Midnight, and that was horrible.
Above and beyond in some way that I can't quite describe because I've never played it, but hey, that's there. So right when I saw that, I went, that's an interesting show opener. And then Pragmata. They say it right at the end of the trailer. It's real. It's coming out in 2026. And this game, at first, I was starting to get a little bit of like Death Stranding vibes, but
What is this? Because it definitely looks like Death Stranding.
hey man, Capcom's been on a roll, so they are in that league right now, which very few companies are in modern gaming, where if I see your logo, I'm like, okay, I'm there. So Pragmata is in that conversation. It was revealed long ago. This is the re-reveal with actual gameplay. Sci-fi, AI, that sort of subject matter seems to be deeply
Okay, so they took, what's it called? Warframe? Was that the robot shooting game from Square Enix, the guys who made Elden Ring and Dark Souls, and now they just made it human but kind of the same. Okay, this people are gonna like this a lot.
packed within this game. It's got third-person shooting and action combat as well. So I'm into what it's doing. I want to learn more, of course, but again,
Also, rip small, clearly child thing. Okay.
Capcom has just been steamrolling the competition where
Listen, if you know, you know. If you don't, live in ignorance.
just seeing their name, knowing their involvement, I'm very excited because big and small, they've been killing it. But really the
Don't ask in the comments section.
first game that caught my eye on a major level is Romeo is a Dead Man. Now, right away, I could tell this was a Suda 51 game because it just is so out there and weird. I'm seeing so many different genres packed into this game. It looks
Okay, so this is the same game as before, but now we have swords instead of guns. Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I like the Dark Souls franchise. I like Elden Ring, but this genre is just getting so oversaturated, so absolutely over the top at this point. It's kind of slowly getting annoying to me.
insane. But the general premise, as Suda described at the end of the trailer, is that you are tracking down wanted criminals across space-time. It's defined as ultra-violent, but also science fiction. And I just love that combination. I've never really played much of Suda's stuff because I just never really got around to it. But anytime I see it, I'm like, oh, that looks interesting. But I feel like a lot of his recent stuff I've seen has fallen into the pocket of that's weird, but that's not.
And you know what turns me off a lot of these games? They're all exactly the same Dark Soul-esque type of environments with, your macabre Lovecraftian type of creatures that have a backstory why they are almost like that because something bad happened.
For me, whether it be like the genre he's tackling or honestly the polish level sometimes just isn't quite there. But it says in the trailer 2026, maybe. So we'll see if it does drop in 2026. But out of a lot of things he's done recently, this one caught my eye. I'm very, very interested in this. I know I have to play No More Heroes. I have the full collection on my shelf. Still haven't played it yet, so got to get around to that one. And the good times kept rolling for me because I'm a huge Silent Hill fan. So Silent Hill F is like day one no matter what. This game could have looked
Oh, God.
awful.
Oh, God. They are fully going into the disfigured women trope. So we talk about it. Okay. I'll bite.
Always want to know what Silent Hill's up to. Gameplay looked a little clunky, I'll be honest. Silent Hill 2 Remake went through a very similar development cycle. However, I also don't judge the clunkiness of Silent Hill as hard as I do pretty much any other gaming franchise because it's going to sound like cope and whatever. You can make fun of me. The clunkiness is kind of part of it at times. Like you're playing as these very normal people who are not superhuman and doing flips and combos. That doesn't mean it can't feel good, which look at Silent Hill 2 Remake is a great example. It feels good, but it's not the smoothest thing in the world because you're just a normal guy in James Sunderland. So here you're playing as like a teenage girl. So I feel like the clunky look of it works, although I don't know how deliberate it is. Anyway, this game is arriving September 25th, much sooner than I expected, but oh, dude, 3 months?
Do people want this out of Silent Hill? Because this is just more Dark Souls, honestly. This doesn't look like Silent Hill when you're running from a Lady Dimitrescu and, you spank her from the... I mean, you run from her and stuff. You kill her at the end and whatnot. This just seems more Dark Souls, honestly.
Tell me all I gotta wait is 3 months for more Silent Hill? I'm still reeling over Silent Hill 2 Remake, and you're telling me there's more on the way. First one set in Japan as well. Just really excited to see.
Someone's gonna probably comment about that, of what I just said. Relax, it's a joke.
What they've got going on here, because really the gameplay can be in this area as long as it's acceptable. For me, Silent Hill is art and it's about the story. So as long as the story and characters are going to rattle my core, that's what I care about with this series more than anything. So I cannot wait to learn more. But the atmosphere and the vibes, the setting, I'm here for, man. We got a new Bloodstained game announced. This is another one that I collect all the games for because I know it's like the Castlevania successor, but I feel like I haven't earned my right to play Bloodstained because I haven't even played really Castlevania yet. There's still my backlog is killing me. That's why I can't wait for the Switch 2 because it's literally a backlog machine for me. Just play these old games on the go in the best way possible. And
don't buy a handheld. We're already spending too much time at PCs. We need less. I will never buy anything that allows me to game while I'm not at my computer, okay? If I'm going out in the world, I don't want to be playing computer games because reasons, okay? Socialization is an important skill, and a lot of people lack it because, they choose to use handhelds instead of actually doing things.
And so, Bloodstained, the Scarlet Engagement. This is coming out in 2026, and it looks like a fun little co-op Metroidvania-style game with different pieces of equipment. And, I don't know, Bloodstained always looked interesting to me. The visual quality and the animation quality, a little lower than I expected, like a little Vaseline energy, but overall looked good. Then Bandai showed up. Digimon Story Time Stranger. We got a release date for this.
You would be amazed how popular Digimon still, by the way, is.
It's October 3rd, 2025. The Digimon Story series is one that I have a best friend who he absolutely raves about this series. What I like about this one is it's what caught my eye with Digimon Survive.
Actually, I kind of want to play this. I won't. But this is something that I would actually want to try.
And it's really what, during the early 2000s, late 90s, what really brought Pokemon and Digimon into this kind of competition where the monster.
Okay, so far we have, we have kind of two winners. The first game in Space Dark Souls, and then this. I'm not even counting the rest of the Dark Souls franchises as a thing. And the Resident Evil one is like, okay, I mean, it's Resident Evil. If you're gonna play it, you're gonna play it, then you don't really care what I say.
At the end of the day,
as you should. I'm just here because I'm things.
but I think it is Digimon's ability to go into the darker, more mature areas,
Oh, that was
the
Devilmon.
creepier areas, that makes it more interesting for me as an adult compared to Pokemon, which is like comfort food nowadays, which still has its role in my life. But Digimon Survive really worked for me whenever I fired it up because it was like part visual novel, kind of murder mystery energy, very creepy. It's M-rated, but it was also still like these cute digital monsters. And so it looks like Time Stranger, while not as dark as, say, Digimon Survive, is kind of flirting in that pocket. So
yeah, Digimon is a good way to describe Digimon in a lot of cases. Sometimes it's not true, but in a lot of cases, Digimon is like Pokemon, but for adults. Which is not even trying to offend anyone, but Pokemon is more heartwarm filled and all of that stuff, you know? You're supposed to cry when Ash turns into a piece of stone. Digimon, no.
dreamy, crazy brain is like, oh man, could I do the impossible and play every Digimon story game before Time Stranger? We'll have to wait and see. Probably not, but hey, I'm excited for this one, and I'm going to do my research on how much I need to know about the Digimon story series to play this one, because I might just go into this one and then
Probably nothing.
go back. We'll see how it goes. This one leaked a while ago, and then it leaked again before the show, so it wasn't too surprising. But Final Fantasy Tactics, the remaster, is here. It's the Ivalice Chronicles. There is a classic version and enhanced version. That's arriving September 30th.
Again, literally never played any Final Fantasy games. I'm just not a fan.
30th this year. So as you can see, game calendar really filling out now. Oh boy. But this is one I've had on the retro rebound list for a long while. I remember playing Tactics Ogre, which is like a similar style game, and
But I do like these kind of turn-based battle things. They're fun.
not loving it too much after 20 hours. I remember making a video just saying
Fire Emblem is good.
how I kind of moved on from it. It wasn't grabbing me as much, but I've heard Final Fantasy Tactics is like that game. When the leak originally happened many years ago involving Final Fantasy Tactics, I decided I will just wait for that day for it to release. And so finally, not too much longer now, another September game, and here's me. I'm put on my clown nose. I'm kidding myself like I'm going to play every single September game because there's a lot of them. Some of them I do feel comfortable skipping on, but like one like Final Fantasy Tactics, I don't want to skip. But you got other September games here like Baby Steps, which again gives me
What the hell is this?
a little Death Stranding energy where like one of the main mechanics of the game is walking around, but it
Oh, I got it.
did, while I wouldn't play it,
This is just streamer bait. Okay.
have a very memorable impression on me. I mean, it's just a comedy game where you're just
No, this is 100% streamer bait.
playing as like a
And it's gonna work.
giant baby, and like the whole trailer was about getting to the bathroom. So I thought it was funny, thought it was interesting. I again don't know if I'll play it, especially looking at how competitive September is, but Baby Steps didn't look bad, just not for me. Hirogami
Also, what the hell is with that absolute thick ass? Why? Well, what? Why?
looked really cool here. This is coming out September 3rd, and in my ideal world, I do want to check this out because it gives me a little bit.
You know why PlayStation wins over Xbox, by the way? And, I mean, we're not even halfway done with the video. We haven't even probably seen half of the stuff. And PlayStation already completely destroyed Xbox. There's a reason Xbox just admitted they lost the console war. And it's because everything that Xbox makes, at the best case scenario, is just a giant FU to the player base and telling us how bad and evil we are and giving us a political lecture and how bad we are for not being the same opinion as them. PlayStation just makes stuff. Like, look at this. There's no messaging here. There's nothing. This is just fun. This is just made to be some kind of specific type of fun for players. Okay, that's it.
Bit of that tearaway energy. I loved tearaway on
Yeah, this is not for me, but some people are gonna really enjoy this. It looks decent for whatever it is.
the PS Vita. Those games that kind of mold together real art with the game's art style, and in turn makes that the driving force of like the narrative. So this is a game that looks like it's about like origami.
Yeah, look at that. There's not a single Donald Trump reference here. Holy.
But you can see like all the different abilities you use to interface with the world itself. Just looks really cool and really different. This is from another Bandai studio, so they had a pretty strong presence here. But Hirogami looked cool, as did, and we already knew about this one, Everybody's Golf Hot Shots. This is also coming out September 5th, 2025. And I don't know if y'all know a lot about me on this level, but I'm a sucker for golf games. Not the simulation golf.
People do love golf games. That is true.
Games, but if you are a arcadey golf game, so your Golf Story or Mario Golf or your Everybody's Golf, I'm buying you sight unseen. Like it is that simple for me. It's that automatic for me. So yeah, Hot Shots on the radar as well. Definitely gonna pick that one up, run some rounds with some buddies, and just play some good arcadey golf. Especially I get to unlock Pac-Man. Come on now. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. This game has Retro Rebound written all over it. It looks absolutely fantastic. It's from the creators of Blasphemous, and it's dropping July 31st. This is another game that just, money in the bank, man. There's just, we're at this point with certain trailers and certain creators where you see it and you just know.
This looks pretty decent.
No, that's going to be fantastic. What I'm excited about, though, is...
Yeah, this gives me Captain Claw vibes, okay? If you know what Captain Claw is. Nice.
I've been a 3D Ninja Gaiden, bro.
We used to play Captain Claw with a friend at one PC, and it's like one person closes their eyes and the other one tells them what to do, jump, left, blah, blah, blah.
For my whole life. Never played 2D Ninja Gaiden. If I did, I don't remember it, and it never made an impression on me. And I only say it like that because I remember watching a lot of angry video game nerd videos and watching him play these NES, SNES games, and that put me off of a lot of them growing up. So you have him to blame, that legend.
Ooh,
but nonetheless,
look at that.
Ninja Gaiden Ragebound looks incredible. Cairn showed up next. This is November 5th, 2025. There's a demo out today if you're interested in it. It's a climbing survival game. So this is one of those games that didn't look bad to me. Just kind of looked like, out of everything there that speaks to my taste.
This is gonna be boring. Okay, this is the first real, probably no one's gonna care, probably no one's gonna like, doesn't even have a niche audience, okay? So we got our first stinker.
To my sensibilities, looked like the easiest skip.
Yeah. This does not look interesting at all,
frankly. But I can see this really speaking to people looking for a Zen game. And as I'll talk about in a little bit, there's another Zen game here. I'm just not a Zen gamer, I've realized. Like, I already am in a Zen state when the controller's in my hands because I know my day of work or whatever I had to do is done. That's the only time I'm picking up a controller nowadays, right? So for me, I'm already in that Zen state, so I don't need to Zen.
Yeah, this does not look interesting. This does not look inspiring. This looks completely bland and gonna peak out at 200 players. Best.
And further through an experience. If an experience can give me Zen with like my cool combat or whatever, or my character.
And if you're like one of the 2 people who maybe thinks to try this game, don't be mad at me. It's just, this is just, leave a timestamp if you think that this has any kind of future. I doubt that anyone will.
Characters, awesome. But Cairn did look interesting. Again, it looked like there was some sort of like tent where you could choose what you do while you're in the tent. And so I got a little bit of like social simulation vibes with that as you meet different characters during your climbing sessions. So it seemed interesting. Then we got Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection that's coming out later this year. It's from Digital Eclipse and Atari. And yeah, this one, awesome. I was just
completely don't care about Mortal Kombat.
Upset because I've played all of Mortal Kombat.
Either you're a fighting game fan or you're not. It is what it is.
Combat games before, and the old ones are cool. They're fantastic bits of gaming history. But if we got a collection with like Shaolin Monks and Armageddon, like the PS2, Xbox, GameCube era, now we're talking. So maybe this is sort of like what the Cowabunga collection did from this team, or they go from these kind of older Mortal Kombat games into like the next generation of them. I hope. We'll see. But nonetheless, would love to see those at some point in time. Still, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection looks cool coming out this year. Then we got the reveal of the PlayStation Fight Stick really briefly. Just love that there's this type of hardware here, but PlayStation not too surprised with how much they've become like Apple, where they have their own version of everything that's already available. We saw Metal Gear Solid Delta again, just kind of a reminder that it exists kind of trailer. You get to see
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
some of the boss fights from the game as well. That's coming out August 28th this year. Easy day one pickup because MGS3 is fantastic. Probably the biggest surprise of the show outside of one other game is this one here, and it's Nioh 3. Nioh 3 has a demo available today. I don't know with the Switch 2 if I'm going to check it out, but also I don't need it.
Okay, one more Dark Souls game. Okay, I'm kind of seeing a pattern here.
Demo. Before there was Lies of P, to me, there was only one competitor against From Software who was making games that felt very different from what
Yeah. It's you know, it's Dark Souls but slightly Sekiro. There we go.
they were making, but also were as challenging and as interesting as a FromSoft game. And that was Nioh, specifically Nioh 2. Nioh 2 at one point was just teetering on the edge, if not for Bloodborne.
Is it Nioh or is it Nioh? How are you supposed to pronounce it?
It's like my favorite FromSoft style game, my favorite Souls-like game. So when I saw Nioh 3, I gasped. I was like, oh my God, they're actually doing it, man. Team Ninja never misses. Never misses. I still have to play Rise of the Ronin, so I guess I can't say never, but any game I've ever played from them always hits for me. And it's just because they get their fun factor right, and then Nioh gets RPG progression right, and then they take the FromSoft sensibilities and kind of bleed them together, and it's just really interesting and exciting to me. They were changing forms between samurai and ninja. That's just interesting and different. There was also...
Okay, so PlayStation just wants to bankrupt the Dark Souls fans. Got it. Okay, very cool.
Deflecting. Dude, this game is going to be so good. I already know it. Like, that's going to easily be a top 10 Game of the Year contender for me. I just know how they deliver. Thief is back, by the way.
Ooh.
Thief VR, Legacy of Shadow.
Oh.
I don't think we've seen Thief since 2014. And that was one of the main reasons I bought my Xbox One, was because I could not wait for Thief. Because I thought, oh, my amateur game
Okay, this is gonna be wild.
brain, I did not know about Thief until the reboot. I know. So I was just,
This is kind of exciting. Now, this is a huge win.
oh, more of a Dishonored style game. I will say Thief does look like it works really well in VR. And kudos to PlayStation. There are some games here that have VR support that look really good. I'm not buying PSVR 2, but hey, if this is a game that's on, MetaQuest 3, I love my MetaQuest 3. I would fire that up for sure. Still, that's coming out 2025. Looks pretty solid. Tides of Tomorrow. This is actually a game that's coming out in 26 with an exact release date of February 24th, 2026. This is a multiplayer story game. And
Okay.
I'm not a multiplayer guy, as I've
Okay, so this is something new. This looks kind of cool.
documented many a times outside of some select titles. But this looks really interesting to me. It was one of those trailers where I'm kind of in the I'll trust you, bro area, because it felt sort of like this is the concept or idea of the game. It looks good, and I
Oh, you just get to see what other people have done. I got it.
love the ideas and the way you interact with other players while still pulling people like me in who are like, oh, there's a story here, and I get to see other people's choices. Like, that is a forward-thinking game that just on the idea premise alone, I am interested and would like to learn more
Seems kind of interesting, but I mean, it's too early to tell. I mean, we kind of see nothing.
about. Once it was done, I went,
Is it combat? Is it movement? Is it stealth? Is it parkour? What the hell is this?
okay, you're 100% on my radar, because that's how you do multiplayer and single player in this really new, interesting way. So I want to learn more about
Oh god.
Tides of Tomorrow. Seems really cool. Astrobot showed up real briefly. 5 more challenge levels. There's new Astrobots in the game as well, and they're bringing back the Astrobot DualSense if you're interested in picking that up. Afterwards, we got Sea of Remnants 2026. This is one of those games that I'm not dismissing, by the way, because I don't think it looked bad. As I've talked about with a number of these showcases,
Ooh, what is this?
there's some showcases that are loaded with these types of trailers where I'm like, you got too in the weeds. You have to communicate to me as someone who's never
Looks simple. This is. I mean, maybe this is for kids. I'm not sure, but it looks interesting, but it also looks like nothing. So this is currently, in my opinion, another miss. But okay,
ever seen the game before.
maybe.
I know what I'm going to do, because that's what matters to me as a player. Like, what am I playing? And this game looks like
Oh yeah. This is definitely. Why not it?
It has gameplay. I just can't tell what parts of it were. There was like pirate stuff happening, and I'm down for a good pirate game. I was just saying how in my predictions video, we need more pirate games, and that's why I was excited for.
I mean, okay, either this is gonna be unexpectedly good but not gonna reach any real highs because people are just gonna brush it off, or this is gonna be Skull and Bones.
For the Black Flag remake. So, Sea of Remnants, I'll keep my eye on you. I just want to do more research and learn more.
Vibes.
Here's another vibey game. This is Sword of the Sea. It's coming out August 19th. Day
Is this not the same as, I don't remember what it's called, but that game was like 10 years ago.
one in the PS Plus catalog. Like I said earlier, doesn't look bad at all, especially the track record from this team speaks for itself. However, these vibey games, just not for me. That's just kind of how it goes. Like, I'm not interested in games like Journey, for example.
Oh, Journey. There we go. That was the one that I was thinking about.
I get why they connect with people and they are experiences unto themselves, but just they never really spoke to me as someone who's tried to play a lot of these different style of games. I don't know how to describe it other than I kind of feel like I'm burning time as I'm playing it. I could just be floating through a different game, completing quests.
Yeah, this also, I mean, it's just supposed to be fun. These things, this is another one that doesn't probably stick the landing in any way. But I mean, they're gonna, at least people are not gonna hate them. It's just not gonna be a game that finds any mass appeal at all.
And whatnot. Call me a normie. It's okay. I don't care. FBC Firebreak. This game you can basically get for free everywhere now because we already knew it's coming out June 17th, but this is also day one in PS Plus catalog and day one in Game Pass. So yeah, there you go. Some additions to the classic library. To my surprise, Deus Ex, The Conspiracy. This is the first Deus Ex.
Oh, jeez, The Conspiracy.
I don't know if this is better than like the PC version. I have to do my research. I already own it physically because I want to play all the Deus Ex games at some point. I had only played Human Revolution, but nonetheless, cool to see this in the catalog. And
be fair, this Deus Ex game is so overrated, okay? No real choice, no real anything, just the facade.
Of course, gonna look into those trophies. Twisted Metal 3 and 4 are here as well to synchronize with the new season of the show. And then Resident Evil 2 and 3 are being added, the classic versions. So awesome to see.
Okay.
Then we get some pleasant surprises here to wrap things up. 007 First Light. One of the games I've been just so curious about. What is this?
Personally, don't care.
This game, right? Because I know that IO Interactive is a perfect fit because of their work on Hitman and just being an agent and gadgets and all that stuff. But still, 007 between the movies and the games has a little bit more action, right? A little more of the explosions and the gunfights. And so how do you balance these two, if at all? It does look like it's leaning more into action. I do see some segments where it looks like gadgets are going to play a really big factor, which, as they should, it's 007 game. But this is a 007 origin story, like before he really becomes 007. He's trying to earn the 00 status. There's a gameplay reveal later this summer, but look, IO Interactive, especially with Hitman 3, I always remember playing that in the top of 2021, I believe.
Yeah, yeah, it's just Tom Cruise yet again doing Tom Cruise things. It is what it is.
Came out. And when I did, I said, best game of the year. And everyone was like, yeah, okay, it's January. And then came my game of the year video in December, and I was like, yeah, game of the year. You know, they make amazing stuff. Hitman is like infinitely replayable. It's so impressive to me how much they get out of a single level. It's really, their games should be studied by many designers out there. But nonetheless,
really, I mean, that's a lot of. I mean, he's not wrong. Hitman is a pretty good series, but really.
007 First Light 2026. I thought this looked interesting. It had the vibe of a great like 007 movie, a lot of action as well.
Yeah, this doesn't have any fucking vibe of 007 at all.
007 movie.
All of the women we have seen so far, disgusting creatures of the night, okay? Not even of the night. That no one would buy. Listen. 007 is about masculinity, cool gadgets, saving the day, and hot women because you're a playboy. This is not it. This is like the I'm gay version of 007. Not a fan.
Movie, a lot of action as well. I do want to see what it's like when it's slowed down though. How linear is it? How open-ended is the mission design? How many ways can I replay the game, if at all? I do
probably not at all.
You still have levels of Hitman expectations on this, and if they can just make sure to communicate directly, like, no, this isn't like Hitman, then that's cool with me. It still looked great, but I want to learn more, and I will be very much tuning in to that gameplay reveal later this summer. Last 2 games. First up, Ghost of Yotei. Just
Oh, that's the real stinker. Oh man, this is gonna be so bad. Ghost of Yotei is gonna be a disaster. I mean, I have already spoken on this so many times. It's trash. It's politics. It's annoying. It wants to make itself this grandstanding thing, and it's stupid.
giving you a heads up, like, hey, gameplay deep dive this July. See you then. And Ghost of Tsushima was amazing, so I can't wait to see what Sucker Punch is doing next.
No.
Last game, though. Oh my god. Oh my god. Marvel Tokon? I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong, but Marvel Tokon
What?
Fighting Souls 2026 coming to PS5.
Oh god, could not care less. Okay, it's a Marvel fighting game. What, is it done by the same people that gave us all the Dragon Ball fighting games? Holy, well, maybe that's slightly good. But it's a Marvel product. You know what to expect. It's gonna be bad. Okay, it's not gonna. Yeah, it's no. It is gonna be bad. It's a Marvel fighting game. It's gonna be bad as everything that Marvel does pretty much nowadays. You know it's over. Anyway, that was Mr. Matty Plays. 10 out of 10. Bye.